After the swearing-in of President Bola Tinubu on the 29th of May 2023 at the Eagle Square, Abuja, he has already kicked the ball rolling with some economic policies which we are going to analyze in this video. Among several of his policies are the subsidy removal, hiking the cost of electricity tariff, students loan bill, etc. We are going to take a cursory look into these policies and its effects to the Nigerian populace. Please just take 1 second of your time to click on the subscribe button below to help with the growth of this channel so that they can continue to bring you great content. Like and share this video. Effects of subsidy removal. Cost of living. Nigeria, being a consuming nation with no functional refinery, are faced with the harsh reality of subsidy removal. Subsidies often keep the prices of essential goods and services lower for consumers. Removing subsidy can lead to an immediate increase in the cost of items such as fuel, electricity, and transportation. This can disproportionately affect low-income individuals and vulnerable populations as it reduces their purchasing power and increases the overall cost of living. Inflationary pressure. The removal of subsidies can have inflationary effects on the economy. As the prices of essential goods and services rise, it can lead to a general increase in the overall price level, causing inflation. Inflation erodes the value of people's income and savings, making it more difficult for them to meet their basic needs. Social unrest. Subsidy removal can often trigger public protest and social unrest, particularly if it is seen as an unfair burden on the population. This increase in prices can lead to dissatisfaction among the citizens, potentially resulting in demonstrations, strikes, and other forms of civil unrest. This explains why the NLC and TUC wanted to go on strike, which was stopped by the industrial court. Reduce business productivity. Businesses in Nigeria heavily rely on transportation and energy for their operations. When subsidies are removed, the increased cost of fuel and electricity can negatively impact businesses' profitability and competitiveness. This can lead to reduced productivity, job losses, and even business closures, particularly for small and medium-sized enterprises. Agricultural sector challenges. Subsidy removal can also affect the agricultural sector as it relies on affordable fuel and transportation for activities such as farming, distribution, and processing. The increased costs can make agricultural products more expensive, impacting food prices and potentially leading to food scarcity and insecurity. Impact on public transportation. The removal of fuel subsidies can lead to a higher transportation cost, affecting public transportation systems such as buses and taxis. This can result in increased fares for commuters, making it more challenging for people to access transportation and affecting their mobility. Impact of electricity tariff hike. Increased cost of living. Higher electricity tariffs directly impacts household expenses, particularly for low-income households. It can lead to an increase in the cost of electricity bills, further burdening individuals and families who are already struggling to meet their basic needs. This can have a cascading effect on the overall cost of living as it increases the expenses of lighting, cooking, and other essential electricity-dependent activities. Business sustainability and competitiveness. Higher electricity tariffs can significantly impact businesses, especially medium and medium-sized enterprises (SMEs) that often operate on tight budgets. Increased electricity costs can reduce profit margins, making it difficult for businesses to remain sustainable and competitive. SMEs may have to cut costs in other areas, reduce staff, or even close down operations, resulting in job losses and economic instability. Impact on industrial sector. Industries that rely heavily on electricity, such as manufacturing and production, may face challenges due to increased electricity tariffs. Higher energy costs can reduce profitability and competitiveness in both domestic and international markets. This can hinder industrial growth, discourage investment, and limit job creation within the industrial sector. Reduce productivity. The increased electricity tariff can lead to inadequate power supply and irregularities in electricity distribution. Businesses and individuals may experience frequent power outages or rely on alternatives, less efficient power sources. This can significantly hamper productivity in various sectors, including manufacturing, services, and healthcare, leading to decreased output and economic growth. Socio-economic implications. Higher electricity tariff can exacerbate social inequalities and deepen the divide between the affluent and less privileged. Limited access to affordable and reliable electricity can hinder progress in education, healthcare, and other essential services. It can also impact the quality of life for individuals and communities, particularly those in rural areas. Impacts on investment. Increased electricity tariff can deter foreign and domestic investments. Businesses may be hesitant to invest in a country with high energy costs as it affects their operational expenses and returns on investment. This can hamper economic growth and development, reducing job opportunities and the overall prosperity of the nation. Impact of student loan bill. The idea of a student loan bill is a wonderful one, but in Nigeria, its judicious implementation and bureaucracies is what I fear. Apart from the difficulty and conditions to access the loan, one needs to repay the loan after 2 years or you risk being sent to jail. In Nigeria, getting a well-paid job after graduation is such a hard nut to crack if you don't know anybody. Increased debt burden. Student loan can burden borrowers with significant debt, especially if interest rates are high or if students need to borrow large amounts to cover their educational expenses. This debt burden can have long-term implications on borrowers' financial stability and restrict their ability to save, invest, or make major life decisions, such as purchasing a home or starting a family. Financial stress. Student loan repayment can create financial stress for borrowers, particularly if they are struggling to find employment or earn sufficient income to comfortably manage their own obligations. This stress can impact mental health, overall well-being, and quality of life for borrowers. Limited career choices. Because of the need to repay your student loans, this may influence career choices, with graduates feeling pressure to pursue limited or non-available higher-paying jobs rather than following their passions or choosing career in public services, education, or other sectors with lower salaries. This can limit career options and societal benefits that will arise from a diverse range of career choices. Risk of default. If borrowers face challenges in repaying their student loan due to financial difficulties or unemployment, there's a risk of default. Loan default can have severe consequences for borrowers, including legal actions if after 2 years the borrower is unable to repay. Inequality and accessibility. Student loan may not be equally accessible to all students, potentially exacerbating existing inequalities in access to education. Students from low-income backgrounds or marginalized communities may face challenges in meeting the criteria for loan or may be deterred from pursuing higher education due to the perceived financial burden. Administrative complexity. The administration of a student loan program can be complex and require robust infrastructure and systems to ensure smooth operations. Inadequate administrative processes, delay in loan disbursement, or inefficiencies in handling loan application and repayment can negatively impact borrowers' experiences and create frustrations.